we just finished our Yellow Friday sale. And to your point, we had a lot of people buying Christmas trees during that time. It's also kind of coincided with the World Cup. So a lot of gifting happening around football jerseys and football-related products. And a lot of people here in the region, as you guys were saying, to come watch the World Cup as well. So we have a lot of people buying Christmas-related categories and gifting-related categories.
It's interesting you mentioned the World Cup there and the sort of, because there's been a lot of debate about holding a World Cup at this time of year. Richard was talking earlier about he thinks it's been justified to hold it, and the fact that we can now prove that you can hold World Cups at other times of the year rather than just the summer. How have you guys benefited from that, and has that driven traffic towards the app?
Yeah, so we wanted to be super relevant for the World Cup in the region. So we introduced a game on the app called Galazzo. Not sure if you guys have played it, but please do. We still have 2 games left. That game drove a lot of traffic to the app in all 3 countries, Egypt, UAE, and Saudi. Very honestly, we underestimated what it was going to do. And we had majority of the population watch the World Cup in the region, and a lot of people coming to just play the game on especially on World Cup days. We've basically had people predict the winner for the game, and we're going to be releasing cashback winnings before Christmas, so people can use that to do their Christmas shopping just before the 25th.
It's interesting just to drive the sort of eyeballs onto the app from one event that's going on, and of course the celebrations that will continue straight after the culmination of the World Cup. Just want to pick up on something you just said a minute ago, Christmas trees. I'm interested about that one as well, because the debate rages, doesn't it? Do you go for plastic or do you get a real one, etc.? I'm sure you offer both on the platform. But an increase in the demand for Christmas trees. What do we put that down to? Has that got something to do just with population rise?
Yeah, I think it was a few things. For Noon specifically, we saw this trend start, a couple of years ago, and for us, our assortment's grown specifically in this category. We wanted to be really ready for the season, and we've had our seller ecosystem really come to the party for it. Not just Christmas trees, ornaments, and all of this available on Express. So customers can buy it and receive their Christmas trees the next day, which is a very strong value proposition for customers. For people like me leaving things to the last minute, it's been really good.
And for gifting, I mean, have we seen a noticeable, a seismic shift in terms of gifting trends year on year or not?
I wouldn't say a big shift in that. However, I would say we've introduced affordability constructs on the platform. A few minutes ago, you were talking about inflation, and something that we were very conscious of going into the festive season. So launching affordability constructs for people to be able to purchase their gifting and sort of Christmas needs was important. So things like Tabby and Tamara being available on the site was very important to us. And we're seeing a huge rise in that adoption.
So I look at this sort of time of year, if I'm buying for family or friends for Christmas, it's usually sort of, spoiling them. And if I'm honest with myself, I'm not great at sort of buying practical gifts, etc. And yet one of the trends you're seeing is camping and hiking products, which are seeing a significant increase. Now, is that just because of the season we're in, or is that, again, people going, okay, I'm not going to buy that pair of jeans that you're never going to wear. I'm going to buy something that you're actually going to use?
We're actually seeing both, to be honest. So I think everyone's buying the jeans that they don't really need, and maybe the camping products they don't really need. So we're seeing both. And while I think around the world we're seeing, different trends and, people cut back spending, we haven't really seen it here, at least on Noon. I do think, like you said, a lot of people coming into the region for the World Cup has helped our case as well.
And again, and I know I keep banging on about the World Cup, but it's interesting, isn't it? Has that, because you'd think that people would buy during the World Cup, but does the sort of the buying trend continue after the World Cup? So sales for Argentina and France shirts will continue after the World Cup final?
No. So as we saw teams sort of get out of the World Cup, you can see their sales go down in those jerseys, to be honest. And now Argentina obviously being the most popular jersey we have on the site. When Saudi beat Argentina, for example, in the first game, we saw a massive spike in Saudi jersey sales. So that's been going down, I would say, gradually. For us, like I said, because the game is ending on now the finals on the 18th, and we're going to be releasing the winnings on December 20th, we expect a huge spike to happen right after. Also with our new Minutes platform, which is 15-minute delivery, we expect a lot of last-minute gifting sales to happen closer to Christmas.
Morning of the 25th then, maybe?
Probably.
Just on that one, in terms of those spikes, and again, traditionally, and in terms of forecasting as well, when will be the sort of busiest day for you between now and the end of the year?
So the answer would vary for each country. For UAE specifically, we expected between 20th and 23rd. For Saudi, we see huge spikes related to payday. So this month it would be around 28th of December. So you'll see a clear spike on that day, and lots of other e-commerce sites see this as well in Saudi, and similarly in Egypt as well. It'll be the last week of December.
Yeah, you make a very valid point that, we've been very UAE focused, but obviously Noon is a regional brand and services a number of countries across the region. Opportunity for us to sit back almost and look at the year that was 2022. Positive year for Noon.com?
Very, yeah. It's been a very, very interesting year. Like I said, kind of having relevant assortment for our customers was a key focus for us, and being ready with everything that's happening in the world, with the economy going the way it is, being ready for relevant things such as the World Cup. I know we've mentioned it a few times, such as having affordability constructs on the platform was very important to us, and we managed to sort of get through, and hopefully a lot more exciting things next year.
Yeah, 20 seconds to go. Looking to 23. Things in the pipeline for Noon.com?
Ooh, lots of things. Can't talk about them yet, but we will be seeing it shortly.
Okay, maybe one thing you can talk about. France or Argentina on Sunday?
Argentina.
Okay. Neha Choudhary there giving her predictions for the World Cup final on Sunday, and also what has been a very positive season for Noon.com in the region. Neha Choudhary there, growth and digital strategy at Noon.com.